right? Watch different news, media outlets, channels, read information in different sources, use TikTok as well, but make sure that you question everything. Another factor that I really reflected about was race. Okay, historically, we are having a really hard time with politicians, and I don't want to get really into the kind of race issue because, of course, I live in the West. The majority of the politicians are white individuals, but that might be the problem, right? So, historically, most of the politicians are white individuals and male individuals as well, which is something that can get quite deep, if that makes sense. Not only they don't support and help the minority groups, but also they might, and they are not actually, in fact, interested in supporting women and the younger generation as well. So most of the politicians are older male individuals, very self-centered, and historically speaking, they only benefit themselves. This is the situation, right? So I really want to get into this, and I hope you understand my analogy, right? So we need to understand who we are fighting against. So the logic behind here is, are you biased towards voting for white male individuals? Do you vote for white male individuals because historically, most of them, obviously, all previous top politicians were white male individuals, right? Is that historically what makes you vote for them as well? I just want to understand the logic behind it, right? Is it a race, something that makes you vote for a politician, right? Or are you voting for those individuals because they are really qualified and they're really gonna do what's best for you and the country? Does that make sense? Are you conforming with those politicians because of their race? And historically, people tend to vote for white individuals in this country, not only in this country, but in the Western country, even in South America as well. Majority of politicians are white male. So is that the logic behind it? Are you voting for those individuals because historically this is what you know about, and so this is the reason why you're voting for them? It would be really interesting to know more about your psychology. Why are you doing that, right? Especially for women and then the minorities, and then also younger individuals, 17 to 28. Why are you doing that, right? Try to think more about that. I mean, that's very important to reflect and analyze. Highly likely that you are using implicit bias to cast your vote to politicians. Why, yeah, maybe this individual looks like me or comes maybe from the same background as me, and maybe their parents and family looks like me or you in that sense. Let's cast my vote for this individual. Like, this is implicit bias. And also that goes in the opposite direction as well. Let's say that someone like me wants to be a politician, then maybe that's what you're gonna do in the reversed order. You're gonna say, oh, this person doesn't really look like me. This person doesn't have the same family as me. This person doesn't really do the same things as me. Then I'm not gonna vote for this individual. You know where the logic is coming from. So you need to really analyze your implicit bias, because a lot of times we are unconsciously making decisions that are not in our best interest just because of implicit bias.